datang di acara Obrolan Heritage ke-90 edisi bulan Maret 2025. Narasumber OH kali ini adalah Dr. Polpat Nilubon dengan moderator Ibu Luli akan membawakan materi mengenai flood resilient design. Good afternoon everyone, welcome to the 90th Heritage. Today the presenter is Dr. Polpat with Mesro moderator. Sekilas mengenai obrolan heritage, yaitu forum luring informal yang digagas PDA dengan Badan Kelestarian IAI Nasional sejak tahun 2016. Dan sejak tahun 2020 hingga saat ini, bermitra dengan jurusan arsitektur Universitas Trisakti untuk beralih ke mode daring. A Glimpse of Obrolan Heritage is an offline informal forum initiated by PDA together with Badan Kelestarian IAI Nasional since 2016. Since 2020 up to this day, partnered with architecture program of Universitas Trisakti to switch into an online forum. And here are the rules for the next 2 hours. Yang pertama, pastikan Anda masuk ke ruang Zoom dari link yang dikirim IAI baik via email ataupun WhatsApp, karena nanti akan sekaligus terdata sebagai presensi hari ini untuk sertifikat. First, make sure to enter Zoom from the link sent by IAI from either WhatsApp or email. This will automatically record your name into the attendance list. Selanjutnya, selama paparan, mikrofon akan dimatikan oleh admin. Pertanyaan dan tanggapan dapat dituliskan di kolom chat. Second, during the presentation, the mic will be set as mute and you can send questions through the chat box. Berikutnya, ketika forum diskusi sudah berlangsung, bagi hadirin yang berada di YouTube bisa mengirimkan pertanyaan lewat kolom live chat. Diskusi secara langsung melalui Zoom akan dipandu oleh moderator. For YouTube viewer, you can send questions through live chat for the discussion will be held in Zoom. Yang terakhir, di akhir acara nanti akan diadakan foto bersama, sehingga mohon untuk semuanya untuk menyalakan kamera dengan aba-aba dari host. A group photo will serve as our closing stage, so make sure to open your camera. This is the rundown of this OH. After this, there's a statement from Badan Pelestarian IAI Nasional. Kepada Ibu Ratu Arum, apa sudah ada?
Ya, selamat sore.
Ya.
Sebentar, saya bergeser dulu. Maaf, karena kebetulan di Badan Pelestarian hari ini juga sedang ada kegiatan lain, jadi harus bagi-bagi. Oke, terima kasih Mbak Wardah. Selamat sore, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Di kesempatan kali ini saya mewakili Ibu Yulianti Tanyaji sebagai Ketua Badan Pelestarian Arsitektur dari IAI, memberikan sedikit sambutan untuk kegiatan obrolan heritage pada sore hari ini. Sebelumnya saya ucapkan terima kasih kepada pihak-pihak yang sudah menyiapkan dengan baik sehingga obrolan heritage sore ini bisa mudah-mudahan sampai selesai bisa berjalan dengan lancar dan bisa memberikan banyak manfaat dengan apa yang disampaikan hari ini. Terus selanjutnya topik hari ini menarik sekali karena related dengan apa yang terjadi di Jakarta di beberapa minggu terakhir yang kita bisa melihat dan mungkin sebagian dari orang-orang yang kita kenal mengalami bencana ini, banjir yang luar biasa besar dan bahkan lebih besar dari yang terjadi 5 tahun yang lalu. Nah, keberadaan banjir ini untuk heritage ternyata memberikan dampak yang luar biasa karena sebagian besar kalau khususnya yang di Jakarta itu adalah objek-objek cagar budaya kita itu berada di daerah-daerah yang rawan terhadap genangan dan bencana banjir. Mudah-mudahan apa yang disampaikan pada sore hari ini bisa memberikan wawasan yang lebih luas tentang bagaimana kita bersikap dan bagaimana kita menyiapkan diri untuk menghadapi tantangan ini yang kemungkinan akan terjadi berulang di masa yang akan datang. Mudah-mudahan kita semua bisa menyikapinya dengan bijak dan bisa mencari solusinya akan seperti apa. Itu saja dari saya. Terima kasih. Untuk selanjutnya saya kembalikan ke Mbak Warda.
Baik, thank you for the opening speech. Now, let us introduce you to our speaker today, Dr. Polpat. Dr. Polpat was born on 13 May 1985 in Bangkok, Thailand. A highly qualified and experienced architect with a strong background in design and technology, specializing in flood resilience of urban systems in architecture and urban design. Holds a bachelor's degree in architecture from Raja Mangala University of Technology Tanyaburi, two master's degree in architecture and environmental technology from Chulalongkorn University, and in excellent architecture and urban design from the Berbagai Institute NTU Delft, and a doctoral degree in flood resilience of urban systems from IHE Delft and TU Delft, the Netherlands. Currently, he is a director of Water Adaptation Innovation Center, a lecturer and researcher at the Faculty of Architecture, Raja Managala University of Technology, Tanyaburi, Pathumani, Thailand, as well as he is a co-founder at NPPN Design and Research Company. Berikutnya, moderator kita, Ibu Kusumaningdyah atau yang akrab dipanggil dengan nama Ruli, adalah senior di jurusan arsitektur Fakultas Teknik Universitas Sebelas Maret, Surakarta, Jawa Tengah, Indonesia. Menyelesaikan gelar PhD di Doktor dan Desain Pekerjaan, Department of Architecture and Urban Design, Faculty of Human Environment Studies, Kyushu University, Jepang. Minat penelitiannya meliputi desain sosial, arsitektur konservasi, dan masalah kampung kota. Saat ini ia juga menjabat sebagai Kepala Laboratorium Desain dan Konservasi Perkotaan Pedesaan atau URD, serta Kepala Pusat Studi Jepang, PSG PPM UNS. Terlibat sebagai anggota aktif sebagai tim ahli warisan budaya di Dinas Kebudayaan Kota Surakarta dan anggota Komite Kota Kreatif di BAP Kota Surakarta, serta menjadi tim ahli di Kemenparekraf. Selanjutnya akan saya berikan langsung ke moderator, kepada Ibu Ruli, kami serahkan. Terima kasih.
Thank you very much, Mbak Wada. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat siang. Sawadika for Ajan Polpat. Thank you very much for the opportunity by this afternoon that given to us from PDA IAI Nasional Jakarta and Trisakti through these events. I'm really happy to be here and can invite Ajan Polpat to be here also here to share about the knowledge regarding the flood resilience designs. And as the MC already introduced to all of you about Ajan Polpat and me. Actually, both of us meet since 2018 in Thailand. We hold international workshop on Asian heritage or IWA. Probably later Ajan Polpat can share about what is IWA, and then now after long almost 1 decade, every 2 years or biennial events, we hold the IWA and now become the IWA committee. Would like to make a bigger network to others. Therefore, Polpat, would you like to also explain to all the audience here what is IWA and what is the next of the activity? Because all of us here meet through one issue that we love it to discuss, heritage and the natural shapes that we are facing. Like in the beginning, the opening at the Polpat, probably I can translate you from the representative of Kegiatan Arsitek Indonesia, Association Indonesian Architect, just mentioned that your topic really relate with Jakarta people that now really facing about the flooding. Since the beginning of this year, there are a lot of flooding that happens everywhere in Indonesia and particularly in Jakarta. So hopefully from your lectures, it is giving us something that we can realize now what will be in the future next for to manage our natures and our heritage together. Therefore, without the futures more speaking, I would like to give your time here. We will be here until 5. Before 5 is gonna be better because now in Ramadan ya. Selamat juga menjalankan ibadah puasa buat Bapak Ibu yang menjalankan ibadah puasa. Ini sudah di tengah bulan. Semoga puasanya tetap masih semangat 10 hari menjelang Ramadan. So because we are in the fasting months at Polpat Ramadan, they will be open breakfast around or iftar 6. So therefore, it will be nice if it is before that we can close the event. Okay, time is yours, Achan Polpat. Have a please.
Thank you, Chan Luli. สวัสดีครับ good afternoon everyone, and let's introduce a little bit of how we are working together before we have a lecture. We have a quite big network together with another countries. We call IWA. It's the same, and we're focusing on the heritage and different issue in the urban scale, landscape, and architecture scale. We all do for this one, and we are collaborate together with 4 countries and with 5 universities, and we have two university from Thailand, and 1 from Indonesia, 1 from Malaysia, and 1 from Vietnam. We work together with this, and next we're gonna have a big workshop in Indonesia in the end of this year, and we hope that we can make a big like communities and network together, and we can have more network. Maybe we can go to like in Japan and also in another country like in Europe. We hope that we're gonna make a quite big network after that. And for today's, thank you for John Luli that also invite me to join this lecture. And I think I hope I can sharing some knowledge that I have learned from city to cities, and also from Netherlands that provides many knowledge to me. And I think I hope we can have some issue. After that, we can talk a little bit, discuss on this way. Okay, let me start with my sharing my screen. Okay, so everyone can see my screen, isn't it? Ajahn Luli can see, right? Okay, let me start with
Yes,
this.
perfect.
For today's, I would like to also share a knowledge of flood resilient design, preserving a heritage for sustainable urban future, and which is we need to talk about what the future that we can deal with the climate change or flood issue in other country. And for today's, I would like to discuss and present only like 3 topics that we can discuss after this one. Okay. First is about the opportunistic adaptation approach. And the second is about the flood adaptation measure. And the last will be emergency measures. And all of this, we will discuss all of the scale from the urban landscape architecture and until the digital platform, and how we can deal with the big data, and then how we can shape our countries. I mean, in our case study, that we use the digital and technology to deal with the community as well. Okay. Flood in Bangkok and also in Pathum Thani province, in my university as well. I mean, this is general flood issue in Bangkok, Thailand. We have a big flood events in 2011, and this is all that we all know about this issue that we have facing with water, big water every year, every time that we have a monsoon. And this is a big flood event in Thailand in 2011. And this is really close to my house, which is the water attack to my house as well. This is the time that we think that resilience is more important for everyone that need to concern about. Every city need to discuss about how the city can be resilient, and how we can deal with the water issue and other disaster. But we think if you use as a normal approach, I think it's not going to be work. And we need to change a little bit of this way, how to think about, if you think about like against with water all the time. For example, like Netherlands, they changed already about the against the water philosophy of the countries. They change another new philosophy about the living with water. Now, even like in Thailand, think about against with water is quite hard. We need to use a lot of money. We need to use a lot of technology to deal with this one. Adaptation is become more important for every city that need to concern how we can adapt, because we are not like in China, we cannot like demolish everything in the urban area. We need to a little bit change a little bit by a little bit. That means adaptation is become more important. And some of the golden rules that help to everyone can see the visions. That means we have 6 issue that we need to concern. Start with monitor adaptation, how to learn from other city to cities, how we can like make it happen. But if the thing is important for this one is about the number 3 and number 4. We facing on this way. We facing on this stage with making see the side of opportunity to adapt. And the number 4 is first thing about the designs, how we can use our design to the reality that we can like implement in the cities. And the number 5, we need to make another partner. We need to make a network. We need to learn more about this one. And number 6 is become more important that we need to make a public awareness on this issue, that, and also the government as well need to be how to learn and how to deal with flood situation, this one. And the question is come to really easily how we can know that it's when it's happened with flood issue, when it can be like when it can be implement flood adaptation measure, and where it's possible, what kind of flood adaptation measure can be implemented in the existing context. This is important that we need to find. That's why adaptation opportunity is become more important, that we have to see where is adaptation potential is possible to implement. If we see in the city, we need to define where it's possible to adapt, and where is a potential for adaptation can be implemented into the realities. This is important keyword that we need to think of. And we have a rule of this one. For example, like we start with the city scale levels, which is who is take in charge of this one is about the national level that need to be concerned, need to be make a master plan and the vision of other city in each of city, like vision of Bangkok, what kind of vision of Bangkok that government will be designed. This is the part of the level of the governments and authorities. And what about in the building scale level? We have the local authorities, communities, and each of a designer can be involved. And we need to involve in this part, start with this, and then we go for the government level later of that one. What kind of a large scale level that government always deal with this? We know this is a climate change, have big issue with the flood issue, but we always know about the project from the government side. A mega project is always use a lot of money. It's so expensive. You need to take invest a lot of things from the governments, and also the process is quite long, right? The lead time is quite long, and then because of they need to go to the court and they need to make another regulation. Is all the thing is really takes so long. That's why is the government's the top down level is quite take long time and use a lot of money. What about in the autonomous adaptation in the bottom up level? We know that, for example, like in the local flood issue, if you look at on the right side, the blue shirt is all the students try to go inside the universities because they don't want to touch with water because it's already flood. We know this how to solve the problem. Some local issue, some local they use like sandbag to against the water get inside their house. And some of the buildings, they also like elevate the buildings to not to face with water. This is the problem. If they can adapt like this, but the problem still there. We call the maladaptation. Maladaptation is it not solve the problem issue. The water is still there. We need to think for the whole system. This is important for this one. Okay, top down level, they think for the overall, right? And for the bottom ups, they think like individual housings. But for my approach, for my research, we think about in the middle of this one, between the top down and bottom up. We call opportunistic adaptation. We try to make a group as a communities, how to deal with this as a communities, and to make another approach to deal with water, to deal with flood issue. That's why I've come out with the logo of this one. If you look at this logo, we always this approach, we talk about the life cycle. If you look at the circle, it's about the life cycle. When it's end of life cycle, you have the opportunity to adapt. It means that life cycle is about like all the element of the urban elements, like buildings, road systems, a bridge, all the things they have lifespan. Then when they end of lifespan, then they have opportunity to adapt, to change their design, to integrate with other like flood adaptation measure to do that. Okay. To do that, we call opportunistic adaptation approach. Okay. This is the framework of this one. We have research on life assessments, life cycle assessment method. This one, we need to think about the age of buildings, age of the construction of the buildings, and then we can see how we can calculate on this one. Let's see some case study that I have been researched before. This is the location in Bangkok, and right to the below of this one is really close to the Suvarnabhumi Airport, the international airport of Bangkok, and they always flood issue in this area. The water level high is like 1.35 meter high. And we use our method to see for the 100 year future. we can predict when is end of life cycle, and also where is possible to see where it can be implemented on the flood adaptation measure, and when it's possible to do, and how many buildings that can be integrated with this. If you look at on the simulation, you can see like if I stop in from here, boop, if I stop from here like 2067, in the year of 2067, we can see among of the buildings like 34 buildings that's end of life cycle at the same time, and then we know like 34 buildings can be make one cluster, and we can do as the flood adaptation measure, integrate the flood adaptation measure into this part, and we can see what kind of cost and also benefit for that communities that can working on. And also we can see where is the location is possible to do. If you look at this, we see the red is end of the life cycle at the same time. Then we have a group together with this. We can make one project together with this, and we can integrate the solution to this part. We also have a calculate for this one, like how many building end of life cycle at the same time, different parameters like 3 years, a gap, 3-year gap between, and also the radiance that we focusing on like 500 meter. Then we can check how big of the cluster of the group of people can work together. This is the size of the area that we consider. If you look at this map, if you look at this graph, we can see like 71% that end of life cycle at the same time in that location. And this is a mapping of adaptation opportunity that we need to define first, and we can see what kind of flood adaptation measure that can implement on this one. And all we all know, like in Bangkok, we have flood type, like flat flood and the river flood. And this one that we need to think like Indonesia, what kind of flood type that happen in Indonesia. We need to think about that. That means it's gonna be related with flood adaptation measure that need to be solved with that water issue. If you look at this, we have bunch of flood measure, solution measure that can be implemented in the city and in different scale level, like urban landscape and buildings and architecture. We can see many kind of solution that we can implement into that. But if we can deal with, if we see we have so many solutions around the world, like we have like 100 of solutions that can deal with water issue. But if we versus with uncertainties topics like climate change, politics, or urban growth, and we need to think about another keyword. It's about the flexibility in adaptation. We need to deal with this. If that solution is not flexible enough, then they cannot work with politics. For example, like if you make one big dam, it's really hard to change another solution compared to like you make just only like one water storage or one park compared to one dam is a flexibility in adaptation is different. If you look, please just listen, just think about one dam is quite hard, really big structure. If you want to change, no, it's really hard to change another solution. But compared to like, if you think about park, then it's quite easy. You can like implement another solution more. This is more flexibility than dam. This is the keyword of important in the next level. If you implement in the heritage, communities. This is the side of the heritage community in Bangkok, and we have one community will really like consider these communities under UNESCO and really they have many topics and socialize and need to discuss with the government all the time, because it below on this a community is the international airport, and this community also have many issues. They always got the flood situation every year all the time. Okay, if you look at this, what's wrong of the abandoned canals? Because this community, they have canals, and they have really issue about waste and garbage and the wastewater issue. These communities always facing of this one, and how we can deal with this, and how the governments and also designer can deal with this. We use that opportunistic adaptation to show to the communities that you have a time, and you have a time is mean when is you can like implement and solving with the flood issue, and we present the option for them, like how many options that you can implement on this area and on these communities. We show to them, we present to them that if you go for these pathways options, like pathway number 1, and when it's possible for you to implement, like if you go to Water Square, then in 2027, and then next level you can implement more like Green Street on 2044, and you have a community have many solutions for them. They can decide for this one, for this area, and then they will discuss. Actually, they discuss and they decide to go where, which pathway that they will go for this one, and finding the funding from the government and implement on this way. And not only like we show to them, but we also like evaluate on this on the solution that we provide to them. If you go for like if you start with 2032, which is you have a really flexibility. If you look at the number from on the top, that the number that tells the community that how flexible you are if you select on some kind of scenario that you want to go to. We go back to these communities, and we after we show this one, we think that how we can communicate to them more about this one. We talk. We make one workshop, and we went to the communities and discuss what kind of pain point of their communities. They have like 3 topics about the communities, environment, and also the public-private funding for this one. We have the for example, like community that they're lacking on knowledge, they lacking on awareness of this one. This is all the thing that we try to finding on that communities, and we come out with the framework, another framework to make one a digital platform, and to make this one to relate with sorry, sorry, just one second. Pan, bounce yang. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm staying in the office. Sorry. Okay. We present to them like because we're making the platform, digital platform, and we want to show to them that, okay, if all the people want to like select what kind of solution and how the new generation deal with this area. And we make one digital platform like application and show that is how community can use this digital platform. Okay, if they select one, this is like one application that we made and just like pilot projects and to show to the communities that and new generation or the communities that they try to use on the phones, and they select the location. For example, like if this location is here, they will select the location, their house is here, and what they want and what kind of the problem is here. And all the things when the next, and they can select what kind of issue that they have, like if they want like become like more their community more environmental, then they can select more. And this application is have many data for that one, data analysis on this way. For example, like if you look at this, they get into the application, they see all the information that they can select, and they see also even like strategy that they can deal with this. And moreover, they can see where they can find the funding for this one. Like if they want the fundings, they can find the funding from the governments or the private companies that they can help with this. This is all the application run with this. And we test this one in the communities, in the canals, and people, they select, for example, like this scenario, they focusing on the environmentals, and they select each of topics, and the application is come out with the solution and with the identity that can be implemented to the canals. If the second scenario, if they focusing on the communities, focusing on and more communities, more like like a retail shop, for example, like this is present like this. All the presents is come from the community they're selecting on. And another topic is about the business focusing on. If they want more business in their communities, the application is show, okay, solution is more relaxed and more retails and more activities that that community that can deal with. All the solution is come out from the communities and people inside. Okay, in the next topic, it's about the flood adaptation measure around the world. That can be, people can see is how we can deal with this. What kind of solution that in this day what they're talking about. First example is from Copenhagen in Denmark. They have the retention pond, but this one we call detention pond. Detention pond is like when it have no flood, no water, it can be activities. But when it's water, like raining season, and then this one is become like a pond to store the water before it get into the main drainage system. And this one is the big floodways in the Copenhagen as well. This one, when it's water from, they will pass by from point A to point B. This one, okay. And some example from Copenhagen, Denmark. This one as well. They use the road system become like a floodway. But this one is not suitable in Thailand. They not allowed for this one. And example from Germany is this one. They use the bridge to connect to buildings, and also the heritage of the buildings. They normally use a gauge against the water from the windows and the door. This one. And this case study is quite challenges from Manhattan, New York. They also make one competition, and the winner is their name is the big architects from Biyake Ingels, and they win of this competition. Then they try to make a what kind of solution that can be implemented, and also with different years. If you look at this, like first year, for example, like how they can like make difference, and how like first they make a flat dike, the dike system around across those cities, and they try to make a pathways to connect to inside the city, and later year they also covered by the landscape, and also transportation over the road system. And now they become New York become to the like green cities and green blue city, and no, not more more or less the road system. This one of the cases really interest on this one. And this is a case in Rotterdam, and also in the right side is in the right side is one community, but on the website is a port, a heritage port in the Rotterdam. And this is a project that they make a big dike integrate with the shopping mall. If you look at this, this is a shopping mall, and this is also the dike system, really big one. We call the super dike. Super dike integrate with the flat, we integrate with a shopping mall. And this is a try to also protect the heritage port sites. And also on the rooftop they have a green grass house, and also they have like learning center, how all children can learn, and people can be relaxed on this on the rooftop. And one in Rotterdam in the Netherlands as well, we call this one Water Square. Before this one, it is a normal plaza, no more activities, and this place is allow all the buildings around this case study is education. And they try to make a pilot project, an example that, okay, water can be stored in this part, and after that they can push in the main drainage system. And on the daytime, and this area can be like more activities, but when the raining season, water from the rooftop, from everywhere is go to here, and they correct the water in this part, and after that they're pushing to the main drainage system. But the interest of this project is about how they can communicate with the communities. They have so many workshop, like so many time to make a workshop. They have like 3 to 4 times before they get in the final project. And next is also, this is like in the Netherlands, they have bunch of the park, small park, to collect the water, reduce water heat, and also to make all the new generation learn about the water, and they love for this one, and also reduce the heat system as well, heat islands in the area. If you look at this, also another small park, they also make underground water storage. We call this one a water box. This one to delay the water before get into the main drainage system, and they implement this one is help to not flood anymore in this area. And even in front of the Rotterdam station, the train station, they also have the water box in underneath, but on the top of this one is a parking lot for this project. And the case of making this pond, they also have a big plaza. When its water comes, then this one become retention pond. Okay, Now we go down to more like landscape and architecture level. We have more water storage under pathway. And this one more architecture. We have a green roof to delay the water before go down to the road system. More green roof, more another projects. And also this one is really nice. The waters come from the rooftop and get into the pot. And people walking pass by this building, they normally they just use the water, this one, and also water very fresh, really clean, because it's go to like pan and tree. And one of the projects from Amsterdam, if you look at this from Amsterdam, we can see like they have a vision of a next future of Amsterdam. And if all the green roof become, if all the roof become green, then we can see in the future that can change for this. Now we go deeply with architecture level. This project is a die system integrate combined with a house. And they in this one in the Netherlands as well. I mean, this case is quite challenges for the sense of living with water, more living with water, not like floating house, but it's different, this one. Okay, we see more about the flood adaptation measure types, as how many types around the world that have made. We have, for example, like elevated building and lands, and this is one of a type of this one. We have resist. We have like dry proof, like for heritage building. We can use this one to protect the building and the water not get inside the building, not demolish the buildings. And also we have the wet proof, like painting colors and to do this one. And more this one, we have two types of this one. We call amphibian architecture, and also we call floating architecture. This one we normally use also in Asia, like in Bangkok, we normally use floating architecture, like floating house. We have so many, but the issue of in Thailand, we don't have a regulation yet about the floating house, because it's for Bangkok, Thailand. We cannot build the buildings on the river because they don't have a regulation yet. That means that we have an opportunity to make setting the regulation, setting the standard of the floating houses or amphibious architecture in the future. Okay, I will give some example for amphibious architecture in Netherlands. This is project from my professor. He was working on these projects, and this is a project that called amphibious architecture. When is the house is dry season, the house is just on the grounds. But when it's like raining season, water more water is lift the buildings, and the building is not flat anymore. This is really more resilience and more flexibilities. And for example, like this case study in UK and designed by Abaka. And this company, they make a amphibious architecture, amphibious house, right to a canals. To look at this, when is canals, more water, and they lift it up of the house. And the structure of the foundation of this house, they is quite expensive. They use a concrete combined with the foam EPS. Okay, this is another case study about the floating houses in Netherlands. This one also used a concrete as well. And another floating farms. Some case study is also possible to making. And the thing of the interesting of this project is about how they clean it up of the water from cow. This is like how they can deal with this as well, because otherwise they will put the water into the canal. That is not good. But this is really challenge just for them, and they succeed for this project. And another case study from Amsterdam. This is made by BK Inc. So big architect. They integrate into both with elevated buildings and floating buildings. Okay, this one also big community floating buildings and elevated buildings in one line, and become more large scale with the floating cities. It's also this city is not the new. It's also a heritage site of this one. They try to preserve in the center, but all around they try to make a floating and deal with the water in the future. And this is also one of the case study of really nice. Not only like a city in the center, a community in the center, but if you look all the urban wetland allow of this one, not only like water management, but also about the cleaning water, making from like wastewater to really clean water, and generate the energy as well in these villages. Okay, the last one, emergency message that I want to also would like to challenge with all of you, because it's right now, and Thailand it's time for that to redesign our delta. And we are really not sure that we are working well for our delta for this one, but we asking for our governments and all the local people that this is time for redesigning for delta bank in Bangkok or not. Then we come out with this, that we need to do for this one right now. This is like emergency message that we have to do is like now, otherwise it's gonna be really like suffering from that one. And a little bit of this one based on my research and my knowledge. I have published one book for this one called Water Architects, and we in this book is about the catalog of a solution, and also some of example that we implement into the real projects in real world. And inside of the book is they have a bunch of a solution that we can deal with this, and we give some example, like in one a park for the governments, and we show to them that we have a new innovation, how we can use a park like 24-hour. We're making amphibia platform. We call this one amphibia garden. And amphibia garden is like a big umbrella to make people can use 24-hour in the park, because in Bangkok, when it's raining, we cannot use a park, because of Thai people don't like rain when it's raining. They normally like get into some building like in shopping mall. But if you make this one like amphibia platform become like a big umbrella, people can use underneath of the I mean this platform. What we provide to like new platform to people can use, not only like amphibia like floating up and down, but this underneath of platform they can use, they can have more activity. Okay, I will show you like how it look like. This is the place really right to the canals. This canals is the transportation canals, and we have issue with the flood, river flood issue in this area, and that's why a government need to be like more managed and more renovate of this park. And we show this one to them. This project, it can be one big platform, and when it's water, when it's raining season, this platform will be floating, and underneath they can have more activity for this. Okay, let's see for this one. Yeah, this is a park. Before is really abandoned park, and we make a new like spot for these communities, and we make one a floating platform we call amphibious gardens. When it's raining, monsoon condition, then this platform will be float. It's floating by water in the side of the canals. It's not used energy from other like electrics. No, we use just only the water from outside. Yeah, this one will become a floating platform. Okay, yeah, that's it. Is that too fast, right?
No, it's okay. Thank you very much, Achan Polpat. I do appreciate with all of the knowledge that you are sharing to us and your experience also regarding this flooding. Okay, then yeah, all the audience, we will go into the second part of this event. Is I would like to open the question and answer by this time, and then I have a place to put in the chat column if anybody want or would like to asking something with Achan Polpat. But before that, I would like to give questions to Achan Polpat. Yeah. So then, Achan Polpat, regarding your experience during this time with the floodings in Thailand, so what is exactly the most important thing that community should have, especially the community that they are live in the riverbank? Is this is it the information that clear, or the second another knowledge that the community have, like here in Solo, when we are asking the community, where do you know where if the flooding will coming? Yeah, we know from the, they call it T10, or how they watch the weathers, how they feel the condition of the breeze and everything. They knows that will happening soon, the flooding. Is it same feelings that in Thailand also have for the community?
Okay, thank you for your question, Ajahn Lumi. Really the challenges in Bangkok, for example, like that community is about the first they all know and they all like aware a little bit of this, but they are lacking on the information and knowledge how to deal with this. But it's the important thing is about the fundings and budget. Is we try to try many times, start with the bottom up, and it's really hard to them to finding some like budget and fundings to make it the projects happen. It's sometimes that okay, they can find some like small amount of the monies, but it's not for the whole system. That first, that's why as my research, that why become we come out with a platform, digital platform, and to make everyone starting to know and put some money for them, boom, and then they what kind of the solution that they want, and they can decide by the communities. And also government can see the vision. Okay, it's going to be like this. And government see, the local government try to find like a budget for this one. And some of the private sector, they also finding some a budget and put into the application. And this application also come out with the monies, a total amount of this one, and findings who is can be network and a partner together with this one. I think it's can be like I mean for the next challenges is about the digital platform center this one that can be like city to learn another city like in Indonesia can do with this and can learn some like how we use like digital platform to make all the people engage and join with this. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So yeah, Bapak Ibu semuanya, mungkin di sini ada yang juga akademisi yang kemudian berkeinginan untuk melakukan proses penelitian dan pengabdian karena sudah dibuka di Dikti ya. Bulan depan April akan menjadi penutupan dari P2M. Ini menjadi ide yang menarik Bapak Ibu untuk bisa sharing bahwa digital platform hari ini dibutuhkan juga untuk mereka yang tinggal di daerah bantaran sungai untuk engage bersama-sama melakukan proses participatory design or budgeting. Yeah, Ajan Polpat, I'm sharing to others here. Probably there are all the lectures that now we have in Indonesia. Indonesia Ministry of Education. Start from now until next month, there will be opening for the budgeting of the research and community service.
Wow.
Therefore, probably from this presentation, your idea can be also triggers all of them here to make something here in Indonesia.
I saw some question. I saw some question about the floating houses. How we can implement. Okay, just a little bit of notice for you because it's really challenges also in Bangkok, also in Thailand as well. Floating housings, we have a lot of floating housing in Thailand, like in our backyard. Like we have a floating market. We use the platform. We use like local material, like bamboo, like a really like simple tanks, right? But the problem is about the lifespan. It's not so long. I mean, every like 5 to 10 years, you need to maintenance. You need to maintenance. What kind of technologies that my research center to try to do? We use like existing technology like foam EPS foam platform from Netherlands, but the thing is about also the cost is quite expensive, and when we need more like we need more research and to think more like if we can use the local materials and lifespan, it should be longer than like 30 years or 50 years. If not, then you need to like maintenance all the time. It's happened with the bamboo. Yes, maybe you want to. So, yeah, about this.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, let's go to the another questions going from Dina Bellingham. Are you there? Still there, Dina? Probably you want to ask by yourself, or yeah, maybe not. Okay,
Yes,
feel
I'm
free
here.
to give a questions. Yeah, please.
Thank you, Dr. Polpat, for your presentation. It was really interesting. So, for your presentation, you show us a lot of example of resilient city. I was just wondering if it was the same strategy for rural area and in what can be done in this kind of area.
That's okay. Thank you for your question, Dana. So many example in Europe. around the world. And yeah, Europe is not the same in this area. It's not it's the same in the condition is not the same in Southeast Asia. But some example can be implemented, like underground water storage can be implemented, and it's quite easy if you can implement in the city, but because the city is really high density, right? You need to find really big, not big space. You need to find some small space that can be implemented, like if you use like water box that I mentioned in the case of example for that one. Water box can be implemented small area, really close to our building. It can be calculate for amount of the water, and I also can really easily to implement, and also flexibility to implement another solution more of this one. I think some case study of this one is happened in Thailand, in Bangkok. One of the case we implement the underground water storage. We use the water box, and we reduce the flood situation issue in the heritage area in the city center of Bangkok. Yeah, but I didn't bring to show, but it's happened. Just start from this is okay. But if we talk about the architecture level, but that because that one is a landscape level, right? We talk about like architecture level. Right now we try to do the amphibian architecture in Bangkok, and we try to do amphibian architecture as the big villages, not only like one house or single house. What we try to make like really big one, but yeah, the challenge is really hard to convince people because it's changed knowledge of it changed fundamentals, the construction it changed. They don't we not use the same like traditional foundation. We use another techniques. Yeah, it's quite challenges for the architecture. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Achan, for the Masih by to Bapak Muhammad Irham Hidayanto. Monggo Pak, mau langsung ditanyakan atau saya bacakan? Monggo Pak Irham.
Bu, dibacakan saja Bu, karena
Oh,
audionya di sini kurang bagus.
siap, yeah. Terima kasih Pak Irham. So there is one question from Pak Irham. Thank you, Mr. Polpat. Your explanation is extraordinary. Just my question, how about harvesting rainwater in Bangkok? Are there regulations about harvesting in Bangkok? Is there any regulations?
Oh, about the regulation, right?
Yeah.
For floating house or
Harvesting rainwater
for
the harvesting rainwater.
Yeah, there is some of actually they have a regulation of this one, but it's not. For example, like the regulation is, yeah, I would say yes, but some part they don't have to. Yeah, they still have to discuss more about to make it really like precise and to cover for the issue. But some issue that they already have, but some issue no. They need to more progress on this one.
Yeah, I think same here in Indonesia. No clear regulation for the rain harvesting, right, Pak
Yeah.
Ilham? Mungkin sama aja di Indonesia, kita belum punya regulasi itu. Oke,
Kita sebetulnya
gimana,
ada itu,
Pak?
Bu. Ada kita. Tapi saya kira penjelasannya cukup saja, Bu. Ya,
Oke, siap. Ada, tapi tidak banyak dibaca.
Ya,
Perlu
ya,
sosialisasi lebih lanjut. Ya. Matur nuwun.
Thank you,
Yeah,
thank you.
thank you very much, Pak Ilham.
Yeah.
Thank you, Aceh Polpat. Okay, next, going to the Bapak Gilang Dewi Rahayu. Thanks for your presentation. Izin saya bacakan saja. Dr. Polpat, sorry for turn off my camera. And then please let me ask you, but how can we ensure all those design for flood resilience not only focus on technical aspect, but also consider social, economic, and environmental aspect, which every different for other country. Thank you. And how about in the Southeast Asia, Dr.
Okay, thank you for your question. Yeah, it's quite hard question. Yeah, how we can ensure for this one? Amphibian architecture, as I mentioned, is first, it's quite expensive. But how we can make it like the cost, reduce the cost, moreover, and how we can like integrate with a local material, more this one. Amphibian architecture, they use a foam EPS, making a structure like floating platform. And in the Netherlands, they use the EPS mixed with the concrete, which is so expensive. And the lifespan, if you think about foam, sometimes is not eco-friendly, right? Ajahn Luli, right? And if foam, we in the
Yeah,
perception,
not
we think that
eco-friendly.
it's not eco-friendly, right? And for the engineer, they have another reason why we need to use a foam APS. They make some reason why they want to use, because of if you think foam, they have lifespan like 100 years. Then it means if you make a house, then a house will be like floating platform will be existing like that. It will be like that, not change. But if they want to reuse of the foam EPS, they will cut the foams and mix with the concrete, and then they use another material, become more another materials. And yeah, this is about the lifespan. That's why I always that's why I talk with we in Thailand we use a bamboo, right? Very short lifespan, and you need to consider like every 2 to 5 years you need to maintenance, and the cost maybe is more than using foam maybe. And this part I'm yeah, to be honest, we need to like more evaluate of this part in Southeast Asia, I guess.
Okay, yeah, it's quite tough, difficult, but yeah, we need to try that, right?
Yeah, we
Okay,
need to,
next
yes.
question. Coming with, oh, you have a lot of question, Ajahn Polpat. That's great. Means what you share is really interesting, yeah. From Miss Fatul Kiptiah Yuliarti. Apakah mau disampaikan langsung Mbak Ibu atau Mbak, atau saya bacakan? Oke, kalau gitu saya bacakan ya. On the chat, thank you Mr. Polpat, great knowledge for us. Sorry in advance, I'm in the middle of jungle right now. I'm hard to reach stable signal. Okay. The question is, how can floating houses be applied to riverbanks homes in Kalimantan or Borneo, and what needs to be prepared considering the presence of swamps in the regions? How can the house remain stable in their position as it is? Would be quite funny when I wake up and find my house has drifted to a different landmass. And yeah, probably the anchor where you can put the anchor. It's a more technical question. I can put up as your
Okay.
experience. Have a please.
Yeah. Okay. How we can prepare for this one? First, I think I have to ask back again for your country. Do you have a law and regulation of your country about making building on the top of water? Do you have a regulation for that?
As for that I know, yes, they have it. Yeah.
Okay. Then start with the regulation, like in
Mhm.
Netherlands or Singapore. Yeah, you can, if then it means your country more advanced than my country, than Thailand, because in Thailand we don't have any regulation and we cannot build on the water. This is a point of this one. For my experience in Thailand, what we will do in Bangkok, for example, like this, we need to define, and also we need to setting the regulation about making or building regulation, building a house on the water. The first, for my country, we need to setting on this one, and then on the technical, we can use more, like we can find any technical, because actually I have more knowledge and technical with foam EPS, but I cannot explain in this one. I need to actually drawing some technical. It's quite confidential for for making a platform for this one. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. According to Achan Polpat experience, yeah, making the baseline is important. Okay, another question coming from Abraham Teguh Nardi. Would you like to share your? Would you like to ask by yourself, Abraham? Are you still there, Abe? Because Abe would like to ask question, but before that, I would like to explain the background of my question first. Okay, Abe, are you still there? No. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, have a please,
I'm
Abe.
sorry. Okay,
Mhm.
thanks for the opportunity. I would like to ask questions, but first I would like to share the background of my question. So, in Jakarta, there's a village named the Kampung Spons in Rawa Bebek. It's designed as an ecologically based area that not only manages water sustainability but also serve as an evacuation center for residents during disasters. Like with the eco-node and eco-network concepts, this kampung integrated green spaces, infiltration systems, and community facility to create a more resilient environment against flooding and ecological degradation. Sorry. The solution seems highly contextual to Jakarta floods problems, which are influenced by land subsidence and rapid urbanizations. However, considering that its country has different geographical conditions, climates, and disaster pattern, a question arises about the flexibility of this solution for application in various regions. So, can the kampung sponge solution be applied in different countries with varying geographical conditions? Like, likewise, with what you have explained, can it also be applied in different countries with varying conditions?
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank you.
for the
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your question. Yeah, it can be applied for this one. And we can use for different culture and context for this approach. And okay. When we okay, a little bit another a word of this one, a little bit of meaning of resilience is, we normally, when we talk about the resilience, a keyword, we not look just a normal disaster. Okay, we need to think more about extreme scenario. If if you make like a big dam, for example, or dike to protect or against the water not get into the city. But if you think about the extreme scenario, if that dam already break or broken, the water is come into the city, then what happened of that one? How the city more resilient? That's really key point of the resilience, that you need to think more extreme scenario, not only like normal condition or heavy rains or like, yeah, that one things. And yeah, on the knowledge that I explained, I think is can be used for our in Southeast Asia. But because we have bunch of solution, like 100 solution, that you can select and see how what kind of solution that suitable for your location. I think it's about this.
So, regarding this question, is it we should know the local context itself, right, Achan Polpat?
Yeah.
Regarding the character of the rivers, and then water debate and everything.
Yeah.
It depends
Not-
on the climate.
Yeah, not only like you have to know a location context of that one. We have to know what kind of flood are you
What
like
kind of flood
flood type
regularly happens in this area, right?
yeah and also we need to know also when it's possible and where it's possible to implement. It means that you need to the first keyword that I mentioned about the opportunities to adapt or adaptation potentials, where is possible to adapt. That is important keyword before you getting design or before you select the location that you will working on. But you need to calculate for or simulation or modeling is where it's possible to implement first. Then the money will go for that location in step by step. No.
Good. Okay. Yes. Next questions, Achan Polpat, from Pak Immanuel Agung Wicaksono. Mungkin mau dikemukakan sendiri Pak Immanuel, apakah masih ada di forum?
Tolong
Atau
dibacakan
saya
saja, Bu
Oke,
Ruli.
siap. Terima kasih. Thank you, Dr. Polpat. In Indonesia, particularly along the coast of Java Islands, land subsidence is accurate, causing some areas to sink below sea level and have permanent flooding situation throughout the years. As seen in Timbul Seloko Demak, Central Java, does Thailand face a similar situation? What appropriate technological solution have communities implemented to address this issue? So, can you get it, the question, Dr. Polpat?
No, I get lost some information.
Okay. So the situations in Timbul Seloko Demak, Central Java, is now already sinking, one of the villages or kampung, permanent flooding. So, but then it rise up with the heritage. It rise up with the awareness of the pride of the land and everything. So then, therefore, the people in the Timbul Seloko Demak would not move from this area or kampung, even though this area already sinking. Is it this situation same in Thailand? Is there any same case study? And
Same.
appropriate
Yeah,
technology?
it's the same. We are thinking of we have two situation in Bangkok, because Bangkok is right to a Gulf of Thailand, really close to oceans, and Bangkok they have two issue about. One is about the flood, and from the northern part to Bangkok, and one is about the land subsidy. It's also make it the land is lower and lower, right? And the water sea level rise is also like high. We are the same that we are facing on this one. What kind of a government try to do? First, we try to reduce the local flood. It means where the rain is go to in different area. What we did is we open the space like park as much as possible and store the water. That means our city become like sponge city. We try to collect the water in each of a small area. Even like in the underground storage, we try to implement that things. That first step that we try to save our Bangkok, our city. And the second that we think more like a big overview of a government. Second, they manage for the whole delta river and that one. And the second, they try to like make a big dam system in really like down below to the ocean. But that project is quite I think it's very extreme scenario.
Yeah, and expensive too, yeah.
Yeah, it's super expensive. I think, yeah, if this is like we need to draw to governments and or the city or the citizen that if you want to save for the whole country for Bangkok, maybe we need to use that solution. Maybe I don't know. I also like provide once and my idea, I mean this idea also like published in the exhibition, but it's not it's quite hard to working on that because it's expensive and you need to talk a lot of department of governments.
Okay, that's great. I hope they are in the Timbul Soko Central Java Demak, Pak Emmanuel. I hope the intervention from the government also can be done and here, yeah. Okay, next comment coming from Abdul Aziz Aroshid. Yeah, he said that I think the first before applying water architecture, garbage management and the people's habit in littering need to be solved. Yep. Yeah, because here in Indonesia, most of the people thinking about that river is a big garbage dump, so everything can be thrown
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
How about in Thailand?
Yeah, it's the same.
Achan?
The same. I think we
Yeah.
are same. Our two countries is the same. So we have so many garbage or trash everywhere. We throw everything, but this for the canals, yeah. For the new generation, let's say in Bangkok, let's say for the new generation, our canal is quite clean. Like so many canal is quite clean. They not throw it or garbage and they manage quite good in the like canal in the center, in the city center, and also like in the very close to the heritage area. It's quite clean. They manage and the governments and the local community, they try to help together with water waste, fresh water, or do the things on this one. I think they doing well for this one. But for my university, right to my university, is quite, yeah, sometime for the local local communities, they still put some water not so clean. I mean, wastewater into the canals. But let's say, I would say that they are working well right now in this day. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much for all the question and comment. We still have another two questions coming from Dina. Dina, would you like to raise your question by yourself, or should I have a question?
Yes, I can, Miss Huli. Thank you. So I was really wondering, like, since earlier you mentioned like a combined approach, do you like still receive some help, some participation from government, and how do they like receive your strategies? Also, just coming back on what you just did say, you were talking about like people who are still like throwing water, etc. Since you are working on resilience, especially city resilience, how can we like include like people and try to make them like some advocation about like climate change, resilience, etc.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you for your question, Dina. It's good to start with academic. Good to start with academics, education, and try to expert in the education side, and try to in charge with the communities and tell that, and also in charge. I mean, academics or a big conference or a group of people. This one can be in charge with a local community, a national government as well. They could integrate in the organization of governments, and when they in charge, they will teach, and they not teach, but they will give some advice to the national level. We have that organization to the big national organization, and we provide that all the knowledge and all the information to them, and they will learn how where they can do, and what kind of problem issue that they will go for that one. Because if they give all information, not only like a book or something, they provide some platforms, a digital platform, and people are engaged of this one. When they have a problem, they go to the websites, they go to platform, and then they text message and they complain. They compare, study compares, and then, oh, I want this. I think it's quite same in also in France. They also have like something like that platform as well. I mean, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Achan Popar.
I'm not sure that I answered correctly with your question or not.
Yes, you did, kind of. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Dina. Yeah, Dina is our intern students from Lille France in South France. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then coming with the two last questions before we are closing. We have from Pak Denny Nugraha. Terima kasih presentasinya, sangat menarik. Kami pernah membuat beberapa proyek dengan pendekatan rumah panggung. Okay, in Indonesia, sorry. So according to Denny, I will translate. But Mr. Denny having a lot of project, some of the project about rumah panggung with the micro scale in Jakarta and Bandung, and how to make how to give recommendations going to the government or the actors that relate with this development regarding the urgency of the flooding, and it's become the good regulations that apply to the city. Is it can be done like in Jakarta with the very high price line? It probably will be more difficult to be in implementation. What do you think, Achan Polpat, about the regulation? How we push the governments and other stakeholders that related with this to be really implement?
I think it's okay. The challenges of our practice, I think, is more about the regulation, because it's take too long. Yeah, when is we can make some writing a paper or journals. Okay, we make some recommendations, we make some reflections, we propose some policies and law and regulation, but it's hard to make it happen in 1 year or 2 years for sure. You need to push, really consider about many issue and sector of this one need to be involved, and it could be takes like 3 years or 5 years in just only one change the word of a law and regulation. I think because they need to go to the court, right? And they need to, it's quite hard. It take long time.
So
and this
same in
really,
Thailand. Yeah, okay.
this
So
is in
probably
Thailand.
in
Yeah.
Thailand, yeah? Same here. So probably we need to go to the politician also. How about like that? So
Yeah.
the
That
politician can push.
one of the my response also, I did one. I mean, I talked to one, like one party of a government, and yeah, it's it take yeah, I talked to them and they agree, and suddenly the
They
regulation is
change.
gone, they change.
Yeah.
And then I need
Okay.
to talk another
Without the
party
money.
again. Yeah.
Without the money cannot be done. Oke, Pak Denny, kita udah tahu nih posisinya di mana, tapi jangan berkecil hati. But I think ya,
For
we need
me,
to push it.
yeah, a little bit of this one. For me, if we want to get the law and regulation, talking about with some party, is not sustain for me. Because they change every 4 years. If they change, power change, always checking of this one. Policies and regulation.
Okay.
Yeah, it need to talk, it need to put the case of Thailand. If you make it happen, you need to go to the person who work exactly on that department or organization of a government, not like party, because it's the
Okay.
party. If you talk, they change policy, it change every 4 years. No, it's not sustained for my side.
Okay. In Thailand. Okay, thank you very much for sharing this process.
Yeah.
Okay, before we close, we have one question going. Akila Yuditya Aknak. Would you like to stay by yourself, Akila? Is Akila
Okay.
here?
Uh,
Okay, have a please, Akila.
yeah. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Polpat, for your very interesting explanation. I would like to ask question. Is the amphibious architecture approach relevant in addressing frequent tidal flooding in coastal areas to ensure the community activities remain uninterrupted? Are there more effective design strategies for creating flood resilient settlements against tidal flooding? Thank you, Mr. Polpat.
Okay, thank you very much. There is more in advance, but for floatings and amphibia architecture is been, this technology is been like 10 years ago. It's already a long time ago. We need more like new generation to think more about what kind of new designs or new technology to implement to show more about this, because it's for Thailand is one of the showcase amphibia architecture. It's quite like it's almost like 7 years ago. They have one buildings that amphibia architecture they built like a pilot project, and it's not success at that time. I mean, they and now for this year we need to like see some like new technologies, or we need to like create more innovation about the amphibia architecture or like floating architecture. We need to think like in advance more this one. But yeah, as you mentioned, amphibia architecture, it's long times ago. They already built only one single house. But what is the challenges in Bangkok is to build an amphibia architecture as the village, really big one, not only the single house, because it's floatings or amphibia, they have some technical with a gap of in between one platform and another platform. They have between like this, they're checking, and they have technical about joining one platform to another platform. A joint is more important for them. Yeah, for this technology. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Polpat.
You're welcome. Oh, Ajahn Luli, you mute. Can you?
Okay, sorry. Thank you very much for all the questions and then the answer by Dr. Polpat. It was very interesting and then triggering us for something, particularly how the digitalization is also a part of the engagement community, not only just thinking about the preserving heritage, but also in the future, how we can adapt with this resilience regarding the climate change issue. Okay, I can pop up before we closing. Would you like to give one short question, not question, statement about this issue? Have a please, I can pop up.
Okay, thank you. For, when we talk about the resilience architecture or dealing with climate change or other disaster, we need to think further. We need to see what kind of a design or what kind of technology can deal with this, and we have to see the vision, the same vision together, that our city, where our city will go, and what kind of our communities will living together with the nature in the future. This is our my resilience architecture could be.
Okay, thank you very much. It's really nice. So yeah, try to remember this harmonization between nature and man.
Nature.
Okay, I think that's all. Thank you, Kap Kun Ka, Achan Polpa, and everybody for attending this event. But before we closing, from me, I'm really thank you for the Achan Polpa sharing this, and then terima kasih banyak buat para Bapak, Ibu, dan semua yang telah hadir di event ini. Semoga menggugah atau men-trigger kita untuk bisa mempunyai satu ide yang baik di kota dan negara kita masing-masing. Dan kalau saya tidak akan menyimpulkan proses perbincangan ini, karena sebaiknya Bapak Ibu bisa punya ide sendiri dari hasil diskusi ini. Dan kemudian kita akan bertemu kembali di event lainnya. Terima kasih banyak. Saya kembalikan ke MC. So before I closing, I will give it back to the MC. Have a please to closing this event. Thank you once again, Ajahn Polpat, and everybody that already come to this event. Have a please, Mbak Wardah.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Polpat and Bu Ruli. Kepada peserta semua, untuk absensi sudah otomatis ketika masuk Zoom ya, jadi tidak ada link absensi lagi. Nanti untuk sertifikat akan di-generate langsung dari kalau masuk Zoom ini atau tidak. Okay, thank you so much for the presentation. Next is before we close this meeting, here is PDA sosial media, Instagram and Facebook. Untuk obrolan heritage berikutnya bisa dilihat di Instagram atau di Facebook ini. Lalu ada toko juga, toko di Tokopedia yang menyediakan buku-buku terbitan PDA dan partner. Lalu khusus untuk buku OB Norbuis berikut bisa dipesan dari DM Instagram. Okay, before we close this meeting, let's open the camera. Please open your camera. because we will take photo. Oke, ada 9 slide ya. There are 9 slides. Kita mulai dari slide pertama, foto. Oke. Let's say cheese. 1, 2, 3. Next slide. Slide kedua. 1, 2, 3. Slide ketiga. 1, 2, 3. Keempat. 1, 2, 3. Kelima. 1, 2, 3. Keenam. 7. 8. Dan slide terakhir. Oke, thank you so much. Terima kasih semuanya atas kehadirannya hari ini. Thank you so much to Dr. Polpat for your presentation, and thank you to Bu Ruli untuk moderator untuk diskusi hari ini. Terima kasih semuanya. Sampai jumpa di OH berikutnya. Thank you so much, and see you in the next Obrolan Heritage. I will close the Zoom.